Stan Gibilisco here. A little bit of, well, I'm not going to call it advice. I'm going to tell you what I have been implementing as a procedure to increase my computer systems against vulnerability to hacking. Now, I want to preface this by saying that if a hacker wants to get at your information, that hacker will get at your information. There's just no two, I was going to say no two ways about it. There goes TriteScan off in the distance, but I put a towel over it so you probably can't hear it. Anyhow, I do not keep sensitive personal information on the hard drive of any computer that ever sees the internet. In other words, all of my personal information that is stored in hard drives of computers is stored in computers that never see the dark lord of the hacking world. Never see, at least directly. But I am aware that hackers have ways of getting at data that even I can't imagine. I can imagine that I can't imagine it. Okay? But chances are, I would like to suspect, that hackers will go after the easier targets just because they're less work. And if a hacker wants to try and get at the data on a thumb drive that is sitting next to my computer, completely detached from that computer, then be my guest. If you can find a way to hack into a thumb drive that's not connected to anything at all, it's just sitting on the top of a table, I'd like to know what it is. I think it would be fascinating, but I think that that's something that hackers cannot do. The problem is, though, that plugging the thumb drive into a computer, even if it's offline, exposes the data on that thumb drive to some kind of malware, if cleverly enough designed, that could put it on the computer, and then the next time the computer sees the internet, blah, 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 blah. But the gist of it is, I have adopted, as part of my New Year's strategy, besides not making any lists, which I broke that promise just about 5 minutes after I made that video. But as for, I'm just doing whatever I can to separate my personal data from the internet. I don't exploit any sites that require me to enter personal data unless the alternative is to have the sword of Damocles fall on my head and split it in two. And so far, such a scenario has not arisen. As you can see, I'm waxing a little bit woozy, but that's my normal state of affairs. I've always been called a woozy nut, and so it is. But I think that it's perfectly sane and not a slight bit of wooziness about it to assert that if more people kept more personal information away from the internet, and particularly backing it up on paper when possible, they would improve their security considerably. And so that is my advice to you on this, I believe it's the 12th day of January 2017, the day that I submitted my South Dakota sales tax and use tax return. I owed them all of $145 worth of use tax. Not bad. Stan Gibilisco signing off. This is for public consumption. Hackers, if you want to hack this video, it's right here in front of you. What do you need to go to the trouble for? Oh my, oh my. Until next time, so long.